My name is Edrick Ramsey. I'm a professional breakdancer. Currently breakdance for the Atlanta Falcons. November 2014, I was very ill. I went into the hospital. Nobody knew what was wrong. Went to the doctor's hospital. They said it was a stomach ulcer, so they sent me home with some over-the-counter meds. It just got worse, so we went to university. University then did CAT scans and whatnot. They said we had to go in an immediate surgery. They had to put me in an induced coma because they had to put a wound vac on me, take 2.5 feet of intestines out. I had multiple blood clots going from my artery into my liver. My spleen was enlarged, so they did tests for everything. Ebola, the whole nine. I was out for a month and a half, and when I woke up, they pretty much told me that breakdancing was over. They had to do 7 major surgeries. There was no way I was gonna get back to breakdancing. They had no idea what had happened other than it was mutated bone marrow. By the time they put me back together, a month and a half later, I went to Atlanta to a bone marrow specialist. And he pretty much told me that I was in between 2 different diseases, ET and PF. So that was the 2 most common ones. And then they found out that I wasn't leaning either way, that I was just staying stagnant in one direction. So then they said, okay, it was a JAK2 mutation. So they was coming up with different names. They really didn't know. They was just trying to do whatever they could do. And they told me that they didn't want to do this bone marrow surgery, but if it didn't get better, I would need to do the surgery. So the platelets was the biggest part. And so they tried to my platelets was way too high, and they tried to get them to come down, and they couldn't get them to come down to regulate. So as I'm in recovery, this tooth is bothering me. So I decided to reach out to iHeart Dental.
So I first got the call from Edrick, and he told me he just came out of a coma. There's some serious medical issues going on. The doctors really didn't know what was happening. He also told me that he was having some extreme jaw pain as well. So I said, okay, well, that's my area. Let's take a look and see what exactly is happening. And then we took our x-rays and we did an exam, and come to find out, he had some serious infection in one of his wisdom teeth. It was a big old abscess that was happening. So I said, you know what, we need to get you on some antibiotics first, and let's take this wisdom tooth out.
They showed me how the roots and stuff would infect my bloodstream and all this other stuff. It messed up the bloodstream so bad that my body was just doing anything it could to just try to fight off all the infections. And once they removed the tooth, things started to get a lot better. A lot of the pain went away. Other things that was very difficult, started to kind of ease up. She really broke it down and said, hey, it was the tooth that was causing all the issues,
And so it's pretty amazing that none of the doctors really didn't know what was happening, because the problem was inside the mouth, not with the rest of the body. But that goes to tell you, when you have a problem inside the mouth, it will affect the rest of the body. So luckily in this case, we were able to solve the issue. He didn't need a bone marrow transplant. He was able to dance again as well, and he got his life back.
I was back on stage in May 2015. This year marks the 10 year of being out of the hospital, you know what I'm saying? Oral hygiene is really a big thing. You really gotta stay on top of it. It ain't something that you could just be like, hey, I ain't gonna brush my teeth today, I ain't gonna do this today. You gotta really stay on top of it, because if not, a cavity could put you down. I was on tour and came home, boom, I'm in the hospital for a month and a half, and I got people telling me that it's all over, you know what I'm saying, just because of a toothache. Go figure. If you're looking for a dentist that you can really trust, I would definitely go with iHeart Dental. I'm Edrick Ramsey, and I love to smile with iHeart Dental.